DC's turn to ban.
Face up.
10
Puffer
seconds
team.
remaining. DC's
Got
turn
digital
to
can
ban.
beat the Dire. I think current standing number. Beat the Dire, just 2-0'd them. Then, next day in King's Cup, they got 3-0'd by the Dire. I would say they're kind of our second place North American qualifying team right now. See if Immortals down a notch. I've got Eosin joining me. Upgrade from Draskell Dota 2.
Oh, thank you. What an honor to be called an upgrade to Draskell.
Of a jerk to you in lobby. Maybe it wasn't intentional.
DC's turn to
No, he's a clown. He probably actually wouldn't even know, but it's not ill-intentioned or anything. I mean, I don't mind.
You know, I had Febby the other day try and tell me that he was the world's best Enigma player.
He must have fed after that.
He told me that he had 100% win rate over the last. I immediately looked it up on Dota. He had something like a 60% win rate. 20 games or something. And we immediately lost.
That sounds like Febby.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other good Febby stories.
That is my motivation. Finding.
Ah, okay.
Got your back.
Thank you. I mean, I'm pretty excited to watch NA stuff right now because I've been doing nothing but EU and CIS, and I'm gonna have to assume that the NA region is going through something similar at the moment, where everyone is just playing everyone over and over again.
DC's turn to pick.
Dazzle.
10 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Beastmaster.
I don't know why they're playing. That's also. But yeah, there's a back and forth.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I think I watched the same teams play for the last 3 days against each other. It was like Mao's against Secret, and then Secret versus Kingwin, and then I think for the CIS region, I watched Empire and Na'Vi play like 8 different times or something.
And so, what is the tell us? What is the meta in Europe?
Well, they definitely don't ever pick Dazzle. I think I've watched about 40 different games. I have not seen a Dazzle even once. Night Stalker is definitely up there. AA also up there. AA is pretty much first picked almost every single game, if not banned. Beastmaster has been picked a couple of times, but not very popular as well. I think the heroes that are currently banned out are also very popular over there. Gonna have to wait and see what else they pick and ban over here to compare. But I mean, as far as the teams go right now, Secret's looking pretty solid. They haven't had Fata for the last 3 official matches, or match days, I guess, and they've had 3 offlaners for every day, and they've won every game. So, I mean, they're doing pretty good right now.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, to stand in for Fata, because Fata couldn't be playing. So they had like Hestajo, and then they had DK Phobos, and then today they had someone called Sparta.
Is there any reason?
I have no idea. That's the interesting thing. It's someone said they were basically going through the A to Z challenge with all offlaners right now, but I don't really know why they do it. Who knows? There might be some other reason to it.
Well, going back to your
DC's
definitely a different from digital. And I kind of have a feeling I don't think I really need to tell you about them.
All right, so we're gonna have a action-packed game here, right?
Yep, you're gonna have
5 seconds remaining.
MVP. Very aggressive objective. Team fight work for them. It's like the Immortals, like they have to sometimes lose a fight to figure out how to win it in the next time. Like, oh, we can't have, like, for example, in our earlier, they couldn't have the Sven going first against the Viper. They just couldn't kill the Viper and down, so they always wanted Rev initiate and drawing the Sven would always
10 seconds
like that classic
remaining.
MVP where you could see the wheels turn, figuring out
5 seconds
how to
remaining.
win. That's all that matters.
Well, this is a great team fight hero coming right up. This is a hero that isn't picked up at all in the EU and CIS region as well. I think it got picked up once, but that is it. Tidehunter not very popular over there, and I can't begin to stress how happy I am to watch this type of game, because the last series I casted, and no offense to the teams, but I watched OG play against Kingwin, and that was the slowest game I've ever watched in the last 40 or so series, because they picked Arc Warden and I almost fell asleep. Yeah, pretty much. And it was just OG. They, farmed up the entire map and decided to go in when they had like a 30,000 net worth lead and still had to rat the rack. So, I mean, it's a winning strategy, but sometimes not the most entertaining.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. DC's turn to bat.
Sven stands ready.
I feel like on paper that hero is actually insane. Like his ice path, you can actually realistically reach 25 in a lot of games if you play core Jakiro, just because of his level 10 talent. I forgot what percent. Is it 25% for XP gain? The Jakiro XP gain talent.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, but that level 25 ice path talent is something else. Like, it turns his ice path into one of the best disables in the game, in my opinion.
Radiant team pick.
Thank you. I never play that hero.
What? Why don't you? Isn't it a support hero?
Yeah, but I don't know how to play it. I mean, it sounds simple, but I don't know how to play the hero. I'm not gonna lie.
Don't you just run at things in liquid fire and dual breath them?
But the point is, I'm better at running at people with other things.
10 seconds.
Pugna.
Remaining.
Immortals have picked up a Pugna, so they now have 2
5 seconds remaining.
tankiness, Tidehunter and Sven. And they've got this team fight lineup, and there is finally the and this probably gives them a better late game. Well, just because Pugna is pretty
I think some of the other regions, like, they like to take the troll warlord whenever they see Sven. They just only like want to stick the troll on top of the Sven, and then the rest of the team is basically gonna deal with everyone outside of Sven. And sometimes there's even like really wacky strats I've seen where they would draft the PL even though the Sven is open, or I think it's been drafted even once after seeing the Sven, and they basically just have the PL kill everyone else and then have the other heroes deal with Sven. So people have different ways of dealing with Sven in the different regions, it seems. I think DC definitely still need an answer for it. And okay, I guess that's the Sven answer.
You know, and it ended up being a Viper instead, but it kind of got us talking about Razor. And he'd be too favorable of a hero right now. Then, not a whole lot teams Moonmeander feeling grab it up for Abed, and the safe lane Mason Jakir.
This is very unexpected.
So how the hell do they try and match up their lanes? Are they good with just...
It's got to be a tri-lane, right?
Yeah, I think so. They want to match the Jakiro, the tri-lane, up against Sven. Though I don't think the Beastmaster against Titan. So maybe... What if they did a Beastmaster?
Maybe they just put Abed in the tri-lane, and they Mason against the Pugna. I'm pretty sure Pugna would win, but at the same time, it's not like you're gonna lose hard, right? I mean, the only reason why I would suggest it is because if you put the Razor in the tri-lane, I think your tri-lane becomes that much stronger. Yeah, so...
Are you leaning one way or the other? Looking at this strat.
I'm just like checking their items right now, and if you look at Mason's items, he's going with mid items, and Abed is actually with laning items right now.
So if they match the Razor, Pugna for the hero, and then still the Beastmaster, I'm sure they still just...
Yeah, I think that matchup is actually pretty even, but it's like, while it's even, it's so much harder to be the Beastmaster. There's like far more room for error as a Beastmaster. I mean, Tidehunter is very straightforward, but as a Beastmaster, you have to like go through all this trouble of microing very well to make sure that you don't feed boars and are able to farm without getting anchored.
Yeah, don't get hit by the anchor. Already sees picking up the very early Quelling Blade. He can't ace with gold, so look, he has an idea to do this match.
I mean, so far, if I have to look at the laning setup, it looks like DC know exactly what they want to accomplish and what they're setting out to do. So I think with this kind of a setup, they should come out on top in laning, especially because I feel like Immortals early game isn't going to be, you know, moving around the map and trying to find kills with a Night Stalker as well as an AA. They're not exactly the greatest when it comes to that. Night Stalker is okay, but AA really needs to get his levels.
All right, we got our... So I'm looking at this tri lane. The Sven, you know, Sven versus Razor doesn't... They do have kind of a kill combination, right? They've got a feet into a... That sounds like they could potentially win that tri lane if they can get kills. Not necessarily through the passive 3v3 on the opportunity.
I think DC might be overthinking things. They're sending the Razor down bottom. I think they might be guessing incorrectly here. And this is going to be a first blood, maybe.
Baited by the bounty rune. I love that like moment. You know, the bounty rune spawns. Nobody touches it. When Mander thinks to himself, well, so I take it. And then all of a sudden, first blood out. Immortals, they're going to be having their tri-lane versus the Beastmaster. Dazzle's going to be back. They should know that. Going to have an early gank on classic Bulba things. So he's not actually protecting Abed, which is usually his, but it is normal for the AFK in the mid lane.
They're going to be going in for the lane rotations immediately. Tidehunter already TP'd up top. So it looks like DC actually were going for this kind of matchup, which is kind of interesting to me. I mean, Razor definitely does do very well against the Tidehunter, but I would have imagined that they would definitely try their best to pressure the Sven instead.
So Forever's going to be chased away once again by another static link. It does leave MSS. I'm sure like Razor's one of those heroes that the utmost best possible start you can.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point.
Beastmaster can always. And I think the opposite kind of applies to the Tidehunter, right? Where Tidehunter needs his farm at the beginning because he's more of a farmy type offlane here than others, right? Not just get his Blink Dagger, but to remain relevant, they just Guardian Greaves, maybe pressure later on to the game.
Yeah, definitely. And this is like the perfect game for... Well, actually, would you actually consider Pipe in a game like this? Because I'm looking at the lineup, and Jakiro, probably the only one that does somewhat of magic damage. You know, Abed does have the plasma field, but that's about it. Most of it is going to be physical damage, so we're going to see a lot of value in high armor stat items.
Yeah, maybe he gets the back Guardian.
Oh, mid lane.
Done. Onto MP. Now he does have the Decrepify. Magic damage.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Shouldn't take any more. Bottom lane, MSS being run down pretty heavily here. They're going to leave Febby to it. Febby tries to get the last swipe, and the Cold Feet proc is not going to be enough to finish either, and Febby may just end up dropping a Moon Meander. Oh, couldn't quite get that last hit off. Maybe Bulba can. Moon Meander is first pickup for or Immortals. Bottom lane. Things have finally kind of settled. Immortals have accepted the fact deal with Tidehunter versus Entirety.
This is never a fun matchup to have. Any type of melee laning against a Razor in the side lane is the worst time ever.
You can see 4-0. MP isn't too happy either, 16-2. His CS is actually pretty good considering he's getting 1v2 the whole entire time. He might just die for the first time. They are going to be able to get that extra stun. Bulba, that will Mason kill forward.
Very nicely done by Bulba. He's actually managing to pick up levels while being very active on the map. I think he's like made 2 laps around the map already, just running from lane to lane. Dubu just going to be sitting in this lane doing what Ancient Apparition should be doing. Trying to get your 6 as soon as possible.
Not to Febby, now that it's nighttime, will mid. They're going to go for a dive on. A lot of tower shots, but Mason is already so far that it's...
I think this mid lane ward spotted out Febby, so Bulba draws the line out, telling Mason to back up. The game is like pretty quiet right now, but we know how Immortals is going to be playing. When do you think they're actually going to start fighting non-stop? Is it the moment everyone gets their abilities, like A hits 6?
I think they might do a little bit of that when they have Ravage and try and create the space. They kind of.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And then the game before that, they did have a QO. They actually started losing the game pretty heavily around 2025. QO went for some pretty aggressive Mask of Madness. Relatively. Febi's in trouble here. It's going to be double slowed down. They have another stun coming in for Bulba pretty soon here. Looks for the double stun. He's going to give up his life for that one, though. Jesus. Brent, the decrepifying magic damage. Bulba, a new. That one kill. And upgrading the courier at 6 minutes in.
Coming soon to you at a pub near you.
I better never hear that from any of them. 6 minutes in, the courier's not upgraded. He's like, but I saw Immortals not up.
Hey, sometimes you just forget. I don't know. Sometimes you just forget.
Or did they really just not upgrade it?
Yeah. Hey, you can't blame the support for that. You know, you gotta, as a mid player or whatever core player, you gotta pester your supports. You know, please upgrade the courier. There's a chat wheel for it.
And smoke up. Do have a nice kill combo. Cold feet into. They're gonna go for a dive onto Mason. Coming in behind this tier 1 tower. Mason knows he's dead. Not just that, they're gonna be able to get a lot of damage on him. Same time for Reptile. Another run. QO with the Mask of Madness. Assess away, but MS.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
This is actually a really cool combo. This triple nuke from the Pugna. It's like this middle lane is actually very dangerous for DC.
Where does MP go from here? Because he's taking that mid. Not gonna hang around. Where do you think he goes to first? Does he go to the tower and just move toward the bottom, maybe? Bite the triangle rev, which would be much more dangerous and risky move.
Well, he is heading up top, so my guess is that he wants to fight with the Ravage, since Forev is now level 6. So, and oh, there's a big juicy stack here.
Goodness, what the hell is this stack?
Oh, DC need to do something about this. I don't think you want to give this up. This
Why
is too
did
valuable.
DC stack this up so much, or was Tidehunter doing it? How the hell did this happen? Meanwhile, bottom lane, they do manage to kill Dubu, but this stack is so much more important than any hero kill. Fortunately, Abed does come in and get a lot of those creepy. Great nuke. Most of them still go. That's got to be a big win. I don't know who was stacking that up. Mortals definitely won the stack war.
I mean, I don't want to point fingers, but there's only one support up here who hasn't left the lane.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Boon, what do you? Maybe he thought they were going to be able to clear it with the Jakiro for Aiden Pugs.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, I think any of the cores could have done it. I mean, apart from Beastmaster, since you don't max out the axes, you know. I think Razor could have slowly spammed it out, but you know, Immortals, they had tabs on this.
Quick. At least some of it. See two of the heroes. See? Strength pop. Start running at the heroes with a war cry. They do manage to get the stun. That's going to be on Moon Manor. See if they can kill him before the Shallow Grave. Not quite. That kill's certainly going to be delayed. MP actually starts going on to MSS. Moon Manor's going to be able to heal himself back up behind the tower. Bulba's going to be silenced before he gets off the stun. Drops dangerously low, but it's going to be Tubu.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Not quite the Visioned chaos. Be quick.
That was a great macro pyre from Mason. It just pretty much cut the entire team in half, and if they were to commit to that, I think Immortals would have lost a lot more than just Dubu. Unfortunately for them, it was daytime, so you know you can't exactly expect a gank like that to go too successfully when they can pretty much see you from 800 range or so. But all things considered, I think only losing Dubu there is pretty fortunate for Immortals.
Got to be a little bit.
That's exact.
That always hurts to Bebby, not quite at
Radiant's
level.
bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, and Ancient Apparition isn't 6 either, so both of the supports
Radiant's
somewhat
bottom
behind.
tower has
Definitely
fallen.
hurting Immortals. They're not even making use of the Ravage either. But I think to be fair, there's not too much follow-up for the Ravage, so it is kind of difficult.
Radiant are scanning.
Trying to work towards an arcane. Actually went for I like that better than the mech build. It's like mech is sort of an outdated. Solar Crest definitely preferred, especially when you're looking at this counter to the damage, for example. Dingle target.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And there's going to be a big smoke up from DC. Let's see if Immortals are ready for this rotation. They still have the Ravage on Tidehunter, so we can always blink in here. It's right next to the shrine.
Yeah, he's going to be right next to all of them now. There is going to be the Ice Path, but he actually doesn't get hit by it. And he's going to be able to get the double Ravage. See if they can grab both these heroes. They only get Mason off of it. Bulba turns around, gets the stun off, but still taking a lot of damage. And he kill Moon Meander and Emma. Quick to retreat out of this tower area. I don't think there's anything Digital Chaos. What is Digital Chaos waiting on?
Dire's top tower is under
There a
attack.
certain amount of farm that
Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's middle
I don't really think
tower is
so.
under
I honestly feel like he has more than enough to just fight.
Oh!
Oh, Aurora goes off.
What a trap set up by Digital Chaos. QO went for the instant TP, but got stopped as MSS didn't actually TP out. Stuck around, managed to of QO. And now they might be able to find some extra heroes. Bulba only gets the stun onto Perev, and he's going to lose his life. MP, nice turnaround there by him. Up bed on the front lines. No extra pursuit. Nice blast comes in. Not going to really be able to clip anybody there. Look. Digital Chaos's turn. Now push down the tower.
Radiant structures are
Not going to be able to do too much against this. Not having Ravage, as well as your Sven being down, and especially since the AA just used the ulti. I'm kind of surprised that they aren't stacking even more for TO right now. There's a bit of a stack on the left side, but I don't think the one on the right has been touched on too much.
Looks like Digital Chaos their timing is just entirely based on Ravage being good. As soon as Ravage was used, Abed was like, all right, time to fight, boys. And he's going to get really powerful soon when he's got that Hurricane.
I think once he gets that Hurricane Pike, Sven's life just becomes that much more difficult. So they're going to have to be careful about that. But I think even if there is a Ravage, I feel like it's not that bad to take a team fight with what they currently have. I think Abed is actually strong enough to contribute a lot in these team fights.
MSS did go for a Medallion of Courage. So saying that Mason's going to be caught. He does, well, he does have TP, but obviously he doesn't have a chance to be able to TP. Night Stalker. 7-6. Four Chaos are still up. But, okay. Not really. Immortals is active.
This is what I like to see.
Radiant's courier
The
has
Sven who goes for a Blink Dagger first before anything else. So
Dire's
QO
top tower is under attack.
Gonna be ready to fight once the next God Strength comes up. Gonna be using the rest of this one to just finish up the Ancients, and Moonman are gonna get picked off. Not gonna be able to hold on to this tier 2 tower. This is a lot of pressure from Immortals.
Yeah, this is just not great. I don't know what to say, like positioning, something, but they're simultaneously taking while also losing, which they had vision on. Now they managed to get a really good fight, though, potentially. As a two-man stun entrance, the Ravage goes off, though. Here comes the Ice Blast, but Abed, he's honestly way too big. He's going to be able to latch onto Forev, and Forev is not making it out of here. Febby tries to go for a quick kill onto MSS, but has to run himself into the trees and won't be making it out alive. Triple kill, Abed. There, finally, is the big fight for Digital Chaos to swing.
Did QO run past the ward? I feel like DC went for that engagement simply because I feel like they knew that QO wasn't gonna be there.
Yeah, they saw him farming.
Oh, it just ran out. Okay, I see.
I think that's definitely what behooved finally contest.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Double damage.
I think that's like a bit of a miscommunication from Immortals. A little risky to go for a play like that when Kyo isn't ready to fight, no God Strength or health or mana. You have to go to the shrine in order to heal up.
Roshan dropping fast and no Ravage. Gonna be a bit late for that one. Bulba actually makes his entrance into the fight. Is gonna die for it though, and Digital Chaos are just not in a great spot for this one. But maybe they are. Abed's actually chasing away QO, draining all of his damage. Even if he dies here, still be okay as he does have that Aegis. They're gonna have to lay so much into him just to finish off life number 1, and that's why they don't even try it. They're gonna lose NP, potentially Dubu as well. Dubu, yep, is gonna go down. It's gonna be QO who gets out of the nasty trio. Brev stuck in the middle of all these heroes with Anchor Smash time after time, slowing down the damage, but finally the Big Daddy arrives. Abed once again. Triple kill for him, 9-12, and Digital Chaos start racking him and stacking him.
This is starting to look really scary for Immortals because this Razor is...
Oh, Febby, what's going on? Giving a free kill to Bulba. Tried to go for a ward mission and
Radiant's middle tower is
very
under attack.
aggressive.
Another thing to mention is it's actually very impressive how fast Bulba managed to finish this Blink Dagger. It was finished at like 14.5 minutes.
Drain, baby, drain, but...
That's exact.
You know, since what is going to change for Immortals? Should they start shying away from team fights till QO's a bit bigger?
I don't know if you can, but at the same time, now that there's an Aegis up on this Razor, I think you actually don't really have a choice but to play keep away until that runs out.
Yes. Perfect strike. They should know Ravage is up. Only looking for some sort of way. Chaos seeing it up towards top. On pushing through to mid, leaving Abed as the only target of an. One else is gonna.
I think with this, they could potentially just go high ground, right? Oh, but they didn't want to fight. DC do not want Immortals to feel safe here. It's going to be a big engagement coming up.
Double back smoke. Bulba's going to make his entrance. Oh no, Bulba. He loses life immediately. Now that's pretty typical, but this time around he doesn't actually get off any stun. Moon Meander's going to die instantly to QO. He managed to get a good time crit. Oh no, that wasn't the Force Staff. That certainly isn't the Force Staff at all. QO stuck up on the cliff is going to be able to make his TP out. MP just shy of getting caught by that ice path there from the throw. Is able to TP out as well. That was pretty much the Immortals' dream. They forced Digital Chaos back, got the tier 2 tower, didn't lose their own tower, and they managed to pick up the 2-4.
How did they manage to make that work? I'm actually very confused as to how that worked out. I feel like it actually started out with some miscommunication, because if you see your Tidehunter TPing out without casting a single ability, I thought they weren't going to fight, but the next thing you see, QO pops his ulti and he goes in. So that was a 4v5 with a very favorable trade for Immortals.
Yeah, I can't believe, like, they started off with a kill on Bulba, and Forev TP's out immediately. I was like, man, that must be like a full team call to back out, but he's never one to back down from a fight. Jesus Christ. Talk about, see, this is why I feel like in so many ways Bo is an amazing player, but this is also why the team follows QO's direction and not the other way around.
Yeah, I mean, there is no other way. It's just the QO way.
Yeah, you're either with it or you're out, man. You know, Steven, I actually played a game with Forev where he played off-lane Slardar, and we had QO on our team. And I asked him, I was like, isn't that kind of a garbage off-laner? He's like, yeah, it is, but I've got to start playing MVP Dota. So, you know, he just had to pick up an aggressive initiator for QO. Forev's going to be jumped on here. They're going to see if they can force out the Ravage, but simultaneously not really get caught too badly. But a really good Force Staff is going to be able to get Forev onto the other side. Now they're completely surrounding Forev underneath this tier 2. Look at him just kind of poking back and forth. Another Force Staff backwards. Now he throws out the Ravage. They're a little bit overextended with the Ice Blast coming in hot. They could do some big time damage here with Abed. Drop it in low and fast, and here comes QO! He hits the big time stun. Planes up 3 and might be able to catch Abed as well. He's got to blink up in 4 seconds time. Much needed S&Y gets a little bit of extra movement speed to Abed, but it's not enough. They're going to catch him. Bring him down as well with no Aegis. Immortals have done it again. Immortals, just when things start looking a little bleak, they find a way to win a team.
All right, with that one display, I now understand what you're talking about. Things just don't look well. They fight, and they just sit back, they think about it, and the next fight, it just looks perfect. That was some great baiting by Forev. He just played them so badly.
Force Staff after Force Staff. I think the first one was MP over the cliff. Then Forev using another Force Staff to get deeper behind. Immortals finally saw, like, all right, they have definitely overcommitted.
Still, even with a lost team fight, they are very, very close. This game could be anyone's. But DC going to be looking to make moves, knowing that there isn't a Ravage.
Going down MSS. Looking to get the Ice Blast on top of him. And a bit of burst damage there. MP. Oh, QO is actually going for Abed at the same time. This is the real fight, though, but QO is losing his damage so fast. They do manage to finish out the Beastmaster. Back over to QO. Makes his blink away, but Bulba's hot on his trail. Has the vision from the amplified damage. Slows him down a little bit more, but Abed wants the easier kill on Dubu. Now he'll look for the harder one. Goes for QO again. Bulba's got a stun up in another second. No blink, though, as that's going to be stopped by Gush.
But top lane.
Yeah, what is happening top lane? Tier 3 is almost down. Digital Chaos, you need to get your boys back here and defend real quick. A nice two-man stun. That's going to start things off. MP turns around, though. Sucks Moon Meander dry. Tier 3 down and not stopping as QO is kind of chasing Abed, making sure he can't get the TP back. They may actually have this melee Rex.
They actually are going to get this.
Immortals are probably going to lose both their heroes for this one, but they are full on committing to be able to finish off this melee Rex. MP just running deeper into the base. Decrepify, all for another Nether Blast, but Febi's got it in the bag. Yes, they are both dead. Febi, don't even try that TP nonsense. You die for what was well worth it. Melee Rex goes down at 24 minutes.
That was quite the series of events. That was... They were fighting 3v4 or 3v... Yeah, they were fighting 3v4 in their own jungle. And it was a great gank from Febi as well as MP. They pick off Mason at the top. And DC just unable to react to that. They lose a melee Rax because of that great distraction from the rest of Immortals.
And look at QO. And like, he knows all those people just had to, like, book it to top lane. Takes that opportunity to take a tier 1 tower. Now, hopefully he doesn't get caught in the process, or maybe he just kills Bulba and gets, oh Jesus, a 1400 damage crit. but doesn't have the blink. Has the BKB, but no mana to use the TP, so somebody's got to help him out, and here comes Forev. He's got the Ravage too, lays it out, but QO has no damage, so he can't turn and fight, and Ice Blast is going to be there, but where's the follow-up to bring down Abed? It looks like it's just going to be Forev dying for his allies until QO comes back in. He's got the damage back, cleaves it off the Necronomicon minions. He does end up going down. 2 for 2 so far. Abed's going to continue to fight this one out and actually dies to MP, force-staff himself away from the axes, and survives a little bit longer until he ends up dying to the burn from Mason. Febby looks for the extra kill. Mason's so damn low, and he's got the Void on. Dude, Mason is just going to be run down here. He's got the extra movement speed. As long as he doesn't get juked around here, is going to be able to catch up to Mason. MSS gets the extra kill. Backline, though. Dubu. Baby's got to go for the TP out. Bulba's here soon. Blink and stun. A second too late, Bulba. 23 to 22 is the score, with Immortals leading by around 4.
This is some great Dota to watch. It brings a tear to my eye.
This everything that you dreamed for of Korean Dota when you were...
No, if you ask me that question, I mean, obviously the preferable outcome is that we're still good, but I mean, I'll take
we're
this.
Still top of their game.
I'll take this for now.
This game's getting pretty intense when it comes to the fighting back and forth, but do you think either team should be backing down?
I honestly, at this point, I feel like both teams have what it takes to win these team fights, but it really just comes down to execution. And at the end of the day, it feels like DC's is just harder to execute altogether. It's so much more difficult to run the DC lineup than it is to just, you know, go in there, hit a Ravage, hit an AA Blast, and just make sure you angle yourself for a great Sven cleave.
Chaos take away the big Sean War. Next big team fight is going to happen. You can tell Digital Chaos really hoping to be able to way into that before the Ravage is back up, but now it's definitely Bebby's clearing that though. Chaos definitely heavily investing, because I really don't think Digital Chaos can win if they give up this 8. I think the Sven just naturally ends up getting too.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. And I also think that Febby, being as close as he is to this Agnum Scepter, I think Immortals should just keep tabs on this Roshan and wait for Febby to finish this Agnum Scepter. He only needs 150 gold. This is going to be a big pickup.
Chaos going wide wrap around here to be able to catch people up on this high ground area, which they are guarding the pit, or even better, on the low ground, the 2-man stun for Bulba. Start things off, look at immediately blow up, MP, but now QO Phoenix is here, but oh, he's been stunned up by the Beastmaster, letting the Razor be able to get away. Now they're going to try and slow down some of these heroes. Does manage to get the Ravage onto 4, some of the low ground, some of the high ground, but QO, he's just not getting the opportunity to let out those swings. Bulba gets another stun onto him. He gets the stun onto Abed, but is already dead to the physical damage. MSS in the back lines may end up diving to Febby, but it's definitely Digital Chaos' fight until QO forces the buyback and goes for the kill on Abed, but if he dies here, this could just be Immortals completely throwing the game. He's losing all of his damage, has Amplify up on him, and he gets rampaged by Abed. Just 250 HP, the Razor survives, and Roshan is theirs for the taking now, with 90 seconds on the clock for the Sven, and maybe even a kill on Febby to boot. Mason catches him with the Yule Scepter, slows him down. Another rampage for Abed, because why the hell not? And just like that, Immortals found just the worst fight in the world.
This is exactly why. It's just, I feel like it really is that even of team fighting. It's just comes down to the execution and initiation, and what better initiation can you ask for DC, right? That was MP and Dubu getting caught out of position, great stun by Bulba, and once these heroes are gone, Kyo just has too difficult of a time to get into hits. He's just getting kited constantly by the rest of DC.
Now, Digital Chaos did just lose their range max in top, but they will get Roshan. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to push into high ground so easily, the 30-second Sven. But if they can kill the Sven, game may just be over with him. Back. Fighting around this one, Moonman are going to be slowed down pretty heavily, but no drain from the Pugna.
It's starting to feel like Roshan isn't even that easy to take.
Jesus, look at this. Now Fevi's going to be here. He's got all the vision inside the pit. They can start running at that pit pretty soon. Hair's just about, Roshan's about to fall. Abed picks up the Aegis. Fevi just gives his life away. And now Digital Chaos, it's a grab bag. Who else are they going to be able to get? It looks like they want to be able to grab Forev, a 4-staff 1. Still not enough to be able to get out of range of that. Whoa. Jesus. QO gave me a heart attack. I thought he was about ready to... Just a God Strength blown in Digital...
Trust me, he was ready. You don't God Strength if you're not ready.
Dude, every single time I see QO initiate, it's so rare to see straightforward initiation that I actually expected him to do like some sort of... I was expecting him from like the left-hand side, so my camera just freaked the hell out.
Well, this is looking bad for Immortals, but I think that they're still going to be able to pull it back if they manage to do exactly what they did earlier. You know, this was a position they were in earlier. There was an Aegis on the Razor. They just decided to avoid fights altogether and wait for their moment to strike.
Now, some other teams, I would suggest... Right, boys? Loss. Gave up the Aegis. Buyback on Sven. But we still have the late game. Let's just play safe and farm up. But something... Immortals is just gonna do that.
Well, sometimes you see an opportunity, you just gotta take it. Look at QO, he's like farming the mid lane, doesn't even care.
Waiting for them to like put into use as something crazy, you know, like something that just makes no sense. You have no buyback. The enemy team has Aegis. Only Immortals. The only team that I would think of that would still go for.
I mean, I feel like the success rate is fairly high because, like you said, it's just so random that no one expects it, and that includes their opponents.
25-29 at Digital Chaos. You seem to have control of this game, but they are still a full lane of racks down. Let's not forget what happened. Digital Chaos, they still have to be the ones to end this game. They're down in objectives. With this Aegis, they use entirely different thing. Immortals, meanwhile, are going to be playing the dodging game and fighting anywhere but where Digital waiting for that.
Radiant's top tower is fallen.
They will have to head back though if DC decide on continuing, which I think they most likely will. At the very least, they want to drag everyone back.
Drawn pretty heavily that he wants to push out that spot. I think they still have a few. They want to get a little bit better control of that before.
It's going to be very important to make sure that Fevi does not lose this gem.
Push the wave out, and what are they?
They do have a boost of travel on Mason, so definitely want to take control of the map right now, make sure everything is pushed in so that they keep their options open.
I guess that is one of the cool things about pushed out top lane. They got naturally a more back to their base. Dire situation.
believe the Aegis should be running out soon, right?
I'm gonna say
4-staff Abed.
minute and a half. But does take about half his HP poke damage from him. That's a really good start for that. Okay, maybe not a minute and a half. Maybe it was half a minute. Yeah. Abed lose the age of digital chaos. Not get a high ground pull. But they do have the cheese. And I feel like cheese is more important. Maybe not against Ancient App, but just for the continuation of the life. Got that static. I feel like Razor's not quite a transformation. You know, like Death Prophet, Lycan, or whatever. But he's kind of close to it. Just
he's been doing a very good job in making sure that he catches out the Sven every single time. And they're smoked up right here. This could be bad for DC if Immortals are able to find the right initiation. And
God strength pop.
This is the QO.
Well, going for it, but his smoke has popped, and he's just blindly blinking in. He's going to go for Mason, does manage to catch him. Shallow Grave immediately thrown out, and he is going to be Primal Roared. His BKB is going to be wearing out pretty soon, too. There goes the ice wall, and Abed is already right on top of him with the static link. QO has nothing to be able to stop this. He's trying to blow up MP next, as that was the big healer. Goes back to QO, takes one. He'll take MP as well. Boba slows him down. The Decrepify can only last so long, and with all that minus armor. Down Godlike Spree for Abed. Now it's his turn to potentially go beyond Godlike as they're trying to bring down this tier 3 tower. No buyback. Ben, classic QO. Ran in. Oh, there's another stun on MP. Follow up. They might just be able to take him down. Surrounded with the Yule Scepter. Here comes the Ice Blast. Double 4-staff. Actually getting away from that little trap that was set by DC. But they'll turn their attention towards Forev. Thank God that was missed. Because Jesus, Abed is racking up the damage. Look at him. 400 damage a hit. Digital Chaos will take one lane of Raft. Still have another 40 seconds. And is back up. Can they get all three?
I think they will be able to with 40 seconds. There's not too much that Immortals can do to slow this down. They don't exactly have the greatest of turtling. So I think this might be Megas. I won't say it's over, but... Oh, they catch out MP.
I mean, if MP dies, surely it is over. Another Decrepify. 4 staffs galore. Get him out of the range of Abed. Immediately back to taking objectives. Now with just 10 seconds left in the clock, they look towards that last lane of Rax. But they've got an extra 94 damage on Abed. A whole lot quicker. Another 10 seconds for our Night Stalker, though he's minor character. Right? Digital Chaos are going to give respect. QO and Ben are going to back away, hoping not to get caught by Forev. And
oh, Febby, he's going to get caught in the back.
Febby, who TP'd onto the shrine. Now there's a follow-up from QO. Managed to catch Moon Meander. They need much, much more. For Immortals have a chance to come back. Oh, MSS gets just ahead of that one, but there's the Yule Scepter to be able to stop that TP. They ignore him and stop Mason's TP. Well played by Febby, maximizing the amount of catch. QO is going to come in and finish off MSS, making it 3 heroes that end up dropping from small comeback.
Well, once again, Immortals with their backs against the walls. That was, I mean, going all the way back to the very beginning, that was some great positioning by DC. I don't actually know how they knew when they were going to come in, but they backed up when Sven God Strength, man. MSS positioned himself for a great roar, and they were all just kind of like in a big cone around the Sven, not really allowing him to even touch them. And if they lose the Sven, there's really not much that's going to win them the team fight here.
Are there any big items that are coming up soon? Aghanim set. And have we seen the refresher? We haven't, right? You just picked that up?
I think so. Jesus. Are we going to see the game just end in a moment?
I think so. I think that's exactly what's... It's either going to be the most amazing... Like, they could even do it with one Ravage and potentially have the second Ravage for the buybacks or something. Something like that could happen for more. Or going to be Digital Chaos running in the ABs. And that's the thing. I think it's all about the initiate. Abed gets off B, or he gets Ravage and Ice Blast brought down by Sven.
Oh, Febby might get caught here.
Certainly cannot afford.
Oh, running up high ground
here. Hold on to the shrine area for a low down Moonman, but he's coming out pretty far here. This is kind of dangerous into the Dire Shrine. Pop in the darkness. Back up. Especially with Abed, who just soaked up 300 and damage from Illusion. Not a great idea to fight.
God, Abed's Razor is just so damn strong right now. He also has the Butterfly, making it that much more difficult for QO to deal with right now. Since it's seeing here, he's going to have to save for the buyback instead of going for MKB. And do you think this Roshan is the right play here? This looks really risky.
I think it is because they have the double Ravage. I think it is very unlikely to successfully contest you, but especially since they do it so quickly. Look at him, it's already dead. Digital Chaos are going to get there a tad too late. Now, they are going to try and catch something here. They are going to be able to catch Febby here. Force Staff's going, oh no, a total win for Forev, but a two-man stun. No, Abed gets off the BKB first. They're trying to chop down Bulba, but he already has the Shallow Grave on him. Bull stun's already used, and now QO starts getting kited around. This is the disaster. This is the nightmare for Immortals. Forev, he's trying to dish out whatever damage he can. He actually kills, oh my god, he actually killed one, and QO got up the cliff. They're going to pop the shrine, and Forev, he's got the cheese as well. What?
Oh, wow.
Did they just pretty much double miss Ravage and still walk away with a 1-for-2 trade?
Well, to be fair, the second Ravage was very good. It connected almost on the entire team, but that first one missed everything. And not only that, Mason hit a 4-man ice path that I was almost certain that would have ended the game.
They lost the cheese, but they kept the ages too. I mean, that was just so insane to me that on that second Ravage that they're just like, all the Sven's hitting is a shallow graved up Slardar. And I thought to myself, like, that's it. It's over. Like, that without a strong 5 seconds of Sven hitting thing, don't win that. Yet they somehow still managed various forces to cut their losses.
That was some classic MVP stuff right there. I mean, they're putting on a good show for us, so I'm happy.
They are. You know, the next time they hit that ice path, though, it's going to get real bad. Because Mason is just that close to level 20. Yeah,
he's jungling it away right now. By the time the next engagement happens, he's definitely going to have it. And he's going to be going for Shiva's next. Has it finished? As well as buyback as well.
Dire's bottom shrine has fallen.
No Ravage for 25 seconds. Digital Chaos could just barrel through front gates and go for that final set. They can still play it a little bit slow. Pressure it well.
Radiant's top shrine
DC
has fallen.
And something tells me I don't think they're going to try and...
I don't think they will either. This will definitely help Forev a lot. He picks up a Blink Dagger finally. Not too often you see a Tidehunter get the Blink Dagger as his 5th item, but I mean, I think he deemed it necessary because they do need a lot of Force Staffs against the Razor.
Start pushing. Confident. Double Ravage set up. Eking their way through the right. Try. Nothing subtle about that at all. Immortals, man, always give me some real fun games. Digital Chaos hasn't disappointed either. King's Cup was a bit of a disappointment.
I didn't get a chance to actually watch any of them, unfortunately.
Traitor to your country.
Gotta take what you can get, man. I'm not a first-rate caster like some of us are.
Oh, so is that what the European Dota?
I mean,
it's 30-33, 45 minutes in. Beginning. PGL. Been a tense back and forth game number. Feels like it's just about, but either side has a clear advantage. There is a late game advantage. There's also the anti-Sven Razor pick. A lot of work for them so far. Immortals are in quite the awkward position. They're going to be able to get the Ravage onto 2. Second Ravage stopped by the Ice Path for Rev. Not going to be able to get that one off. I bet holding on to his BKB for the time being. Here comes QO Sven, but a little bit late to the fight. He gets on a Mason. Decrepify goes out. He doesn't have anything to swing on. Now starts going for Abed, who does not have a static link, so can't take away the damage of QO. Now a buyback from Mason onto the Necronomicon. Tier 3 starts trying to catch some of these heroes with the Shivas. Unable to do so, though. It's just Dubu that's died so far on the side of Immortals, but that costed them both their Ravages, and they really didn't get that much. Digital Chaos, talking about just banging down the front doors, this is definitely their opportunity to end the game.
All right, it's time to see if Immortals can hold this. Hero does have a double damage at least, but there is no Ravage, like you said.
Static Link, force away, Abed taking a bit of chip damage. This is what Immortals really need to do. Chip, 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 until they can finally get the opportunity to blink in and get the killing blow. They do have that Ancient Apparition coming up. 8 seconds time. And even that, I wouldn't even say that Megas is the end of the game. I would say even far from it. So they could bear the brunt of their Raxes if it is absolute. Immortals don't have to give it up just yet. Down. Still have 80 seconds without a bed slowed down again. Chip damage for the Pugna, but there's all. There's a big push coming into the top lane. Digital Chaos have already lost one tier 4.
Unfortunately for Immortals, there are still 2 tier 2 standing, so they can't even go for some sneaky types of plays to take down the remainder of the buildings in DC. But I didn't even notice this, but DC has already lost 1 tier 4. I mean, this is a potential opening, you know, for Immortals if they really need to rely on the ability to just go straight for the throne.
All right, Steven, some sort of freak accident back into the game. You are now the offlaner. Digital Chaos. Everyone's mics is muted for some reason, so you have to make the. What do you say? What do you tell Digital Chaos?
If I really wanted to win, I'd be like, go push out the lanes and wait for Roshan.
No, if you only kind of wanted to win.
If I only kind of wanted to win. If that was the case, I would. Oh,
and Mason is dead. Oh, maybe not. The Shellgrave's going to come through. Now they do have the Ice Blast over that hero, so he's definitely dead. Moon Meander won't be able to heal him up. MSS, the backline's actually being taken out by MP. A nice 2-man stun. They need to get QO out of here, but he's already dead. Abed finishes him off. MP still dealing with the backline heroes, though, but can't save himself. Or maybe can Decrepify and all that heal. Abed's getting a ton of Midas armor onto it, but he can't deal any of the damage. He's down. He has the buyback, but 3 members of Digital Chaos do not, and Immortals know that. They know there is no buyback from 2 of those heroes. They've already used it. And Beastmaster is just a fortuitous happenstance that he's actually missing 200 gold for a buyback.
Oh, and this is some classic MVP, or sorry, Immortals play right here. They're just going for it.
Throwing already down to half HP, and they've got the Ravage up, ready to go. Forev lets it go. No, QO.
Oh, QO's just hitting it.
He's ignoring the heroes. Screw that. I'm taking the throne, boys, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. Immortals will take game number 1
you have to be kidding
against Digital Chaos.
This wasn't how we predicted it to happen, but close enough. Something along the lines of what we